the Cleveland Browns a tad good, but mostly bad. And we're going to announce for one thing of good news. Of course, at the end of the Jaguars game in the last few minutes, rookie quarterback Moses Cody got injured and was expected to miss somewhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Well, as you can see that right there, he's only going to miss one. Moses Cody will be back for our game in Minnesota against the Vikings. That was probably in his best benefit that he didn't play last game. Just an awful game, 66-24. And yeah, there's going to be 7 players suspended for the Browns, which we'll find out in a minute, as well as a lot of new coaching staff. Let's just see defensively how this team is done. 53 points, 61 points, 31 points, 28 points, 59, 42, 47, 24, 25, 35, and 66. That's pretty bad. That is actually really, really bad. So we're also going to look at awards quickly, but we're mainly focusing on the new coaching staff, as well as the 7 suspensions. I just want to show you guys some Rookie of the Year stuff, as it's not really making me smile. Look, Dustin Bartell, he's doing phenomenal for the 9-2 Jets. Barry Davenport, he needs to step his game up. Moses Cody, hopefully he can as well. But defensively, Slyce Youngboy is definitely in the hunt. There's not just Carradine and Eduardo. Let's not put Slyce, the main guy we're worrying about here. He's behind Artez Brennan and Klesme Mooney. I definitely don't remember Brennan, but Klesme Mooney is someone who's in one of my Prospect Spotlight videos, so I know he's a good player. The first reason is PED, so we have 2 players suspended for that one. Cody Kessler and Larry Warford, our backup quarterback and our starting right guard. Now, Kessler, he's been our most efficient quarterback in this series. He played last game, and it wasn't his fault that he struggled. And yeah, it was just a really bad game. And Larry Warford, one of our better offensive linemen, he's been struggling this season, but apparently he's taking PEDs. So, yeah, Moses Cody's obviously going to start off. Dak is the backup. And either, I believe it sounds like Sean Coleman or Nathan Wyatt will be the starter at right guard, I'm sorry. Probably Wyatt, but it could be Coleman. Of course, as I said, none of this is supposed to mimic real life. But first things first is to make it interesting. So Cody Kessler, we can look at his stats, 24 years old. I mean, it's a shame with the suspension. If you take a look at some of his stats, 2016, he was definitely our best quarterback. And 2017, he's not doing that bad. And the offensive line, as you can see, it's gotten worse somehow, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, we don't really care about that. Of course, he was a third-round pick, late third-round pick in 2016. And, should we keep him or not? I think we should keep him for at least another half a season. Next trade deadline, see where it goes for him. He has 2 more seasons after this one on his contract, of course, since he won't be playing anymore this year, because all 7 of these players are suspended for the season. Larry Warford, 26 years old. Early last season, I believe week 3 or 4, we acquired him from the Detroit Lions for not really much. And he's been a little disappointed. We did re-sign him last year. 5-3. That doesn't seem bad. I feel like he's done a little worse. I mean, he's not done that bad. I do plan on keeping him, but if we do trade him, then we'll trade him. But there's I'd say an 80% chance that he will be the starting right guard next year, and Nathan Wyatt will be the starting right guard for the rest of the season. The next reason is marijuana. We have William Jackson III, our second-year corner, Scooby Wright III, the second-year linebacker, Tajae Sharp, the second-year receiver, and Derek Kindred, the second-year safety. William Jackson III, we traded for him at the beginning of the season, and he's been quite disappointing. He doesn't have a pick, and he's just struggled, and I don't expect him to be around next year. Yeah, I think he's played his last game as a Brown. Scooby Wright, he's just a backup. I don't know. I don't think we're going to keep him next season, but I don't know. Tajae Sharp, he's definitely the most likely of these guys to stay. However, of course, it's not certain with the suspension. And Derek Kindred, he's pretty much, I believe, our only backup safety because we traded Ibrahim Campbell and Jordan Poyer. And Christoph Buchanan, who was also in the William Jackson III grade or in some other trade with the Bengals. Yeah, he was on our practice squad and got signed by another team. The second-year corner, who of course we acquired from the Bengals for a third-round pick. You can look at his stats: 54 tackles, which is better than last season, but he didn't get much time last year, and he actually did get benched. He's a level of 0 catches, but yeah, he does have a fumble before, so he's doing more this year than last year, but he didn't get any time. So that's the reason why. And Manny Joseph, an undrafted free agent, got higher than him on the depth chart, and he was a first-round pick just a year ago. And Manny Joseph is a rookie undrafted free agent. You'll be right, he was one of my favorite players for this team to use. And well, I don't view him as a middle linebacker personally. I view him as more of a pass rusher. He's more of he doesn't have that good of pass rushing stats, but at Arizona, he was a great player, but mainly for his pass rushing abilities, I feel like. So I don't view him as a middle linebacker, but he just can't cover, and he's just not what we're looking for. He had 4 sacks last year, see? So I just don't know if we're going to keep him or not. He just isn't worth keeping. I love Tajae Sharpe. I feel like he's a great kid, and I want him to stay around for a while. I feel really bad for him. He doesn't deserve this, but I mean, he did it, so he gets the punishment. He only has 15 catches in his career, only 4 this year. But I feel like he's talented. He didn't get that much time last year, but he's a talented player. Surprisingly, he has 4 catches, and that's what he's going to end off with for the year. The player is the former safety from TCU, Derrick Kindred. He just hasn't really gotten much time this year, and I don't think we're going to keep him. He only has 3 tackles this year. Last year, 37. I just don't really see a spot for him on the team. He did okay last year, but yeah, I don't really see a spot for him. Last reason is for weed. I don't know if Josh Gordon had anything to do with it, even though he's not on the team anymore. And of course, I bet this will never happen in real life. But Josh Lambo, I mean, he has a great leg, but he's been really inconsistent this year. Josh Lambo was past free agency after he played 2 years with the Chargers. And I mean, he has a great leg. He can kick 1 field goal. He's made numerous 50-yarders. But he just has missed too many kicks. That penalty I don't like, but we will be cutting Josh Lambo and signing a new kicker. Lambo is actually the highest free agent. He's only 26, but we're going to get from the Chiefs practice squad Eric Velasco, a rookie from Florida. I don't know if he's going to be a permanent kicker or not, but for now, he's going to be our kicker. Now we also have to talk about, we're getting a lot of new coaches, but first, we're going to interview rookie star receiver Barry Davenport on what's going on. So, take it away, Barry.
I really don't know what to say. I'm very surprised. I'm very disappointed as well. I don't want to get into any of the suspension stuff, and I don't want to get suspended. But it's just hard to believe. I mean, these guys are my teammates, and they're smoking. I just don't get it. It's very hard to believe. And hopefully, they stop doing what they're doing, and they can return to the team as soon as possible in a normal manner, I guess.
Wasn't lying when I said there's a long list of coaches. We're talking the head coach, Jerome Davis, is in his 2nd year, and he has a total record of 5-22. And I mean, things are just not working out with us and Coach Davis. Offensive line coach Hal Hunter. The offensive line is just so bad. And Cody Kessler last week had no time, and literally every play, Jarrell Casey or someone else, which is, I don't even know, it's hard to explain. The assistant offensive line coach, Mark Hudson, as well, because we need a new offensive line coach. Defensive coordinator, Ray Horton. The defense has been so bad this year, and the defensive backs has been one of the main reasons. So Louis Siafi is fired. Now the special teams, it's been even worse. Special teams coordinator, assistant, and quality coordinator, Chris Tabor, Sean Menega, and Stan Watson, they're all gone. The special teams has been so bad. We have not returned a punt or kick in the series for a touchdown. And Josh Lambo's accuracy is just not good. Andy Lee has been great, though. He's been doing phenomenal on punting, but other than that. Now, former GM Saucy Brown, the Saucy Brown era is over, and we are with new GM Paul DePodesta, who was actually our chief strategy officer or something like that. So we're going to talk to him about his new role.
But it's funny, analytics is probably a very small piece of that, although that's what everyone's really focused on. I think that all great organizations, whether they're in sports or even outside of sports, they all do something that gives them a sustainable competitive advantage, some process, some system that just separates them from the pack. And that's really my job here, is to work with everybody, the head coach, the scouts, players, support staff, really everybody, to try to find out and create those processes and ultimately implement those processes that we think are going to give us that sustainable competitive advantage and make us a good team, hopefully for a long, long time.
The Jerome Davis era is over, like all those other Browns coaches who went absolutely nowhere. Now, obviously, we're still going to have the Browns franchise. Oh, I didn't have it. Obviously, we're still going to be the Browns. That's going to stay all year long. But now we have a new coach. We've been coaching the Browns. Obviously, no strangers to all this craziness. Especially considering Josh Gordon, Johnny Manziel, all of those. I think, yeah, we're going to still have both strategies. But anyway, yeah, and they've had obviously a lot of coaches. Of course, Jimmy Haslam and Dee Haslam, the co-owners, Jimmy the husband, Dee the wife. They obviously have gone through this a lot. A lot. Coach, about 5 years ago, he was a coach in the NFL, and he actually did pretty successful. Made it to a Super Bowl, and made it to 3 conference championships. Now, of course, he's coached 3 years of college football. His second season, his team won the national championship. And this year, there were some high hopes. And sure enough, they didn't even make it to 500. Jim Harbaugh, former 49ers coach, he made it to the conference championship of the year, Super Bowl 46, 47, and 48. And they won 47, which they lost to the Ravens. And the Super Bowl, Michigan just won the national championship. And this year, they went 5-7 after being ranked number 1 at the beginning of the season. So, a lot of craziness going on. Jerome Davis is no longer the head coach. He is now the offensive line coordinator, so he's going to be helping out with the offensive line. And hopefully he will make the offensive line better, so he is still part of the Browns staff.